Hello, hello, and welcome to the Season 3 TechRise Finale Pitch Competition. We got an incredible event in store for you all this evening, and to kick things off, Desiree Vargas Wrigley, Chief Innovation Officer at P33 and Executive Director of TechRise.
Thank you so much for being here to celebrate this third season of TechRise. So honored to be up here with these incredible founders for another year. Yes, I am the Chief Innovation Officer, but I'm also a two-time Latina founder here in Chicago, and so thank you. So I know what these founders feel like, and it is stressful. So I'm hopefully everyone will cheer them on the entire time and give them all the love that they deserve. So hopefully you all know this, but TechRise is an initiative that is run at P33, and P33 is on a mission to drive inclusive economic prosperity. And central to our work is really the concept of moving beyond boundaries to position Chicago as a national leader in fostering equitable access to capital and tech employment opportunities. And we're envisioning a future that grows beyond the current industries and beyond current investment trends for a more prosperous tomorrow. So within our founders' work, we strive to inclusively accelerate the flow of capital to create a more virtuous and equitable venture ecosystem that in turn propels regional prosperity. We are an initiative that we started in partnership with Verizon, and so I'm so excited to welcome Stephen onto the stage to join me in talking a little bit more about that before we talk about some of the plans and the updates for the year ahead. So Stephen Shaw, the Community Engagement Director at Verizon and co-founder of TechRise.
Good evening, and thank you, Desiree. So, realizing the importance of innovation and entrepreneurship in Chicago's community and Chicago's economy, TechRise was formed, as Desiree said, as a multi-stakeholder initiative to support our BIPOC and our women technology founders. So for those unfamiliar with the term BIPOC, it's an acronym which stands for Black, Indigenous, and Other People of Color. So our BIPOC and our women tech entrepreneurs. So three things really quickly. So why TechRise? Why Verizon with TechRise? And Desiree's already started talking about it, but what is it doing for our economy? So why TechRise? Well, many of you are probably familiar with the disparity in funding that our BIPOC and our women tech entrepreneurs face. They face many obstacles when it comes to accessing the venture capital system. Well, because of these obstacles, many innovations are overlooked. And on the other hand, you have a lot of VCs, venture capitalists, who aren't really clued into the innovations and to the problems that a lot of our diverse tech entrepreneurs are solving. So that's why we formed TechRise. So the next question, why Verizon? Well, at Verizon, we create the networks that move the world forward for everyone. So yes, that includes our physical networks, which enable our mobile and our internet products, yes, but that also includes the social networks that are so important. And really talking about our social networks, that is under a framework that we call Citizen Verizon. That is our framework for economic, environmental, and social advancement. And so under Citizen Verizon, we at Verizon have some very ambitious goals. So for instance, by 2030, we will provide 10 million youth with digital skills training. But wait, there's more. So by 2030, we will also provide 1 million small businesses with the resources that they need to thrive in this digital economy. And we do that through our Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform. And we will also upskill or reskill over 500,000 workers so that they can be prepared for tech jobs and other jobs of the future. So those are our national commitments at Verizon from what many of you know as a CSR, our corporate social responsibility standpoint. So while those are national commitments, we have some pretty aggressive local commitments as well. So for instance, I am proud to partner with Get Cities, with the Polsky Exchange at the University of Chicago, and 37 Oaks, led by the entrepreneur Taran Smith. We partnered to start the e-commerce learning lab. So what that does, we take diverse owned businesses that have a brick and mortar presence. We provide the knowledge, the technical assistance, and the back office support to help them transition from brick and mortar to e-commerce and helping them scale through having a digital presence. So we do that on a local basis. And at Verizon, the third thing that's important to us is how do we show and how do we get other people at Verizon into kind of the tech ecosystem? So some of our TechRise founders, we have introduced to our emerging tech consultants, as well as some of our solutions architects for tech consultations. So as you see, TechRise is very much aligned with what we do at Verizon. And so finally, what is TechRise doing for our local community and our local economy? Well, TechRise has really catapulted our BIPOC and our women tech entrepreneurs, and that's important because here in Chicago, we like to say, unlike the coast, we've proven that leading innovation does come from Chicago, but we do it with an eye towards inclusivity. Inclusion, that's the thing that will separate Chicago's tech hub from others. TechRise also helps to address racial justice because we believe that having more diverse tech entrepreneurs into our tech ecosystem helps to create a more diverse and inclusive economy. And so those are some of the reasons, and those are some of the things that we are proud to be a catalyst of, along with our tech ecosystem partners here in Chicago. And so now I'd like to turn it back over to Desiree to talk about some of our achievements that we have, some of the milestones that we've hit at TechRise, and to give you a sneak peek of some future things on the way.
I do want to say that our third co-founder, Diane Primo, is also in the room, who's on the board of P33, so thank you for your support too, Diane. All right, well, the slide tells it all, but just when we started TechRise, in April of 2021, so 2.5 years ago, our goal was to help founders raise $50 million in follow-on funding by 2025. And this year, we hit $93 million in follow-on funding. And what's so exciting about, there's more exciting about that, but I was just going to say that what's so exciting about that is that it's truly a collaborative effort, that this is not just TechRise's success, this is the success of Chicago. In 2019, founders of color early stage had only raised about $9 million total. And in 2.5 years, we as a city have helped founders elevate their visibility and their experience and their knowledge and their networks to be able to raise money from all over the country. And now we're seeing a number that's almost 10x what it was in 2019. So what that says is intentional collaborative effort turns into meaningful change. And we have to commit as a city to continue to support founders through the rest of the capital stack because there's so much more work to do. But some exciting additional numbers are on that next slide, which is that it's not just about winning TechRise and it's not just about the follow-on funding that we track. Truly coming onto the TechRise virtual stage, which we do 30 times a year, it turns into $500,000 on average in additional funding for founders, at least the ones that reported back to us. And for founders who win TechRise, they go on to raise another $900,000, which is larger than the average friends and family round in the country. So congratulations to our founders for just killing it. And then, because of this work and because we were able to bring the story of our collaboration to the federal government, we were able to secure the first MBDA Capital Readiness Grant in Chicago for $3 million to continue the work of TechRise for the next 4 years, which is great. And because, oops, I'm going in wrong order, sorry guys. Anyway, this has made us the #1 city in the country for early stage capital by a meaningful margin. So as a percentage, we are and continue to be the best city to support founders of color. And that happens from the hard work of all these founders and all the people that support them. So thank you so much for that work. But back to the MBDA grant, it does not cover prize money, which is a meaningful gap, right? We can't do TechRise without the $1 million a year that we deploy to the founders. So If you hear us raising money later tonight, that's because we're raising money for a prize. And if we keep raising money next year, it's because we're raising money for prize funds, and that's what makes the follow-on funding possible. But we're also using the funds from the Capital Readiness Grant to do 3 things. One is our Capital Summit, which we debuted last year, welcoming about 400 founders and about 152, it's probably in my notes, but I'm not looking, 200 investors to Chicago. Next year, we're hoping to double, maybe even triple that as part of Tech Chicago Week. We also have Speed Round, where we support founders who have raised money get to that next round of funding, because that pre-seed to Series A chasm is particularly strong in a negative way for Chicago founders, and even more so for founders of color. And then finally, we have the Common App, which has been in beta this year and will debut next year. And that is a single point of entry for every founder, regardless of your stage, to access capital, the investors in our ecosystem, including angel investors, and resources from our ecosystem partners. And we've brought Danny and Alonzo onto the team to help us build those, and we'll be continuing to hire to continue to do that. So, as I mentioned, no, none of this would be possible without the collective support of our ecosystem. And with that, I'm going to invite Lucy onto the stage to say a few words of gratitude to our sponsors and our friends. I forgot to say our title, but hopefully you know her.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. In summary, TechRise has been very successful so far on its mission to support overlooked founders, and we could not do that without so many of you in the room and so many others who aren't in the room but have contributed so far. From a sponsor perspective, thank you so much to all of the folks who you see on the slide behind me, whose dollars not only enable us to give away 30 TechRise prizes annually, but also who help us fund all of that follow-on programming that Desiree just alluded to. Specifically, today's founders, thank you for helping us make this incredible event happen. Really, really so grateful for all of you. I also want to thank some people who very specifically today are contributing to the experience. So thank you to the team at Moonlight Studios and Sound Investment for creating this incredible production value. Yeah. Thank you to our catering partners, Amazing Edibles. I saw a bunch of empty trays circling around, so clearly we are all very grateful for them. We have some in-kind sponsors today. Thank you to Molson Coors, who contributed the beer that many may drink, as well as Angles on Design, who gave us all of that lovely soft seating in the second gallery, hang out on a couch later, bond with some of the founders you see pitching. And then lastly, in terms of production today, I want to give a huge shout out to Christine Griffith, a TechRise founder of Black and Brown Market, for the incredible pop-up market that you'll see over there in the front gallery. Definitely use the opportunity to get any holiday gifts that you didn't even know you needed, because there's incredible stuff out there. I also want to thank all of the partners with whom genuinely this would not be possible and who are running a lot of additional programming, all of whom are really leading to this growth of Chicago's tech ecosystem. The Tech Equity Working Group is a collaborative led by our friends at Get Cities to design citywide solutions to address gender and racial inequities for Chicagoland founders. Many of the folks you see on the slide behind me are a member of that group, as well as other partners, including Defy Ventures, Gray Matter Experience, World Business Chicago, M-Hub. Thank you all so much. There are plenty of people who I did not say the names of, and it doesn't mean that we are not equally as grateful for your continued collaboration and partnership. Also, thank you to the nearly 500 founders, I'm going to say founders next. Judges, mentors, and guest speakers who have joined us each week during TechRise competitions. These folks provide pitch coaching. They provide valuable network introductions to the founders who pitch with us, as well as really kind of critical business knowledge. Thank you so much for lending us your time and expertise. Can't run a competition without judges, and the mentors really, really help our founders get ready to pitch on stage with us. But of course, huge, huge, huge thank you to the 700 plus founders who are a part of this P33 Founders Network. Personally, the perseverance, the endurance, the conviction, the passion that I am so lucky to experience from working with all y'all every day is what makes it worthwhile to get out of bed and keep doing it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We, wouldn't have an organization without the founders who make it possible. And then I do want to say as well that you'll see QR codes throughout the night. Many of you grabbed our little lookbooks and pamphlets. If you scan those QR codes, you'll be able to connect directly with our founders. All of our semifinalists this year also posted a non-monetary ask for help that they could use from our community. So I would encourage you to scan those QR codes, look through our semifinalists, and if you have the opportunity to maybe make an introduction or offer some non-monetary support to them, please do so. And last but not least, we will also take monetary support. So as Desiree alluded to, we are in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign specifically to host a neighborhood-based competition series next year for entrepreneurs building within some of our South and West Side neighborhoods. We are more than 50% of the way to the goal, and we cannot grant $100,000 in TechRise prizes without raising it first. So if everybody contributes just $50 today, we are nearly there. So would really, really heavily encourage you to scan this QR code. You'll see it around throughout the space. Really, really grateful for that support in advance. Thanks, y'all.
And now let's get to the main show. So it is my great pleasure to introduce Anna Lavelle. She is an Emmy award-winning journalist for WGN Morning News and the #1 morning newscast in Chicago. She's also a stand-up comedian, performing in English and Spanish to sold-out crowds in Chicago, New York, and her native Puerto Rico. She's also created her own line of apparel called Estoy Cute, which spreads a message of self-love, especially among the Latina community. Anna, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and welcome.
Of course, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Buenas noches. Welcome to the Season 3 Series Final competition, the final pitch for TechRise. I am so excited. I am nervous for you guys, but I am also, as I told you already, proud of the hard work you've put into this. Look how far you've come. Guys, just so you know, TechRise has about a competition a month with these kinds of founders. So we're talking 200 businesses, 200 people, maybe double that, wanted to be here tonight. But tonight you're gonna take a look and listen to the pitch of 6 outstanding founders. So I think they're winners already. Still poor, right? Still need the funding. The pride is all good, right? It's great to break the glass ceiling, but we want to bust it open and keep walking, right? You got this, guys. You definitely got this. So the 6 businesses you'll see on stage today are Safe Rate, MOMLogics, who brought their posse, Falcon, babygami, KIKrr, and Piggyback Network. There were 30 semifinalists with these 6 founders today, and they either won or were determined semifinalists, as I told you, runner-ups of the regular season of TechRise. So they had 2 weeks to garner votes from their community. From there, the top 12 voted companies were passed to a panel of non-Chicago-based Series 8 to eliminate the bias. I had to say that for legal purposes. And they selected those 6 founders that you're gonna listen from tonight. Okay, each founder will have 4 minutes to pitch their business, all right? After that, they will be asked questions by our esteemed and very wealthy venture capitalists. Stick with me, venture capitalists. I knew you were gonna have a problem with that, but own it, darn it. And they're gonna have 4 minutes of questions, and after that, that's like we say in Spanish, cuando vamos a ver si el gas pela o no pela. That's when the competition gets hard, because these amazing 3 folks are gonna have to go upstairs and sit for 30 minutes and figure out who will win $100,000. That means a lot. I do a segment called Around Town, and I deal with a lot of local businesses in Chicago. And they have all the perseverance, all the hard work, all the ganas, all the drive. But if there is no money And in our black, brown, female, Asian, in our minority community, and I'm probably using the wrong word, but these are not the opinions of TechRise or P33. Money is not easy to find. We don't have a backup plan. We don't have family that is wealthy. We don't have generational wealth. So it is important to have organizations like TechRise to give us that foundation. Look how far those companies have gone already. How much more money. If you invest in these founders, they're just going to keep rising and bring others with them. So consider not only donating, but supporting the people you see today and the semifinalists as well. All right. So wait. You guys have an important job too. When these three esteemed judges go upstairs, you get to vote as well for a $25,000 Tech Chicago People's Choice Award, okay? So I love that. Oh, well done. Well done. So you're going to text to vote your selection for the winner. But now, let me introduce you to our esteemed judges. We're going to start with Kelly N. Jones. Kelly Jones is co-founder and general partner for 68 Capital, a $15 million seed stage fund for Black and Latinx entrepreneurs. For the last 5 years, Kelly has led the transformation of a more diverse tech ecosystem in Indiana through her organization, Be Nimble Foundation. Welcome, Kelly. A little bit more about Be Nimble. Since starting, Kelly has trained over 60 Black and Latinx founders through her accelerator, upskilled Black career transitioners into tech careers, and has invested over $2.5 million in capital and startup resources. Next, we have Antonio Luc, a founding partner with Matterscale Ventures. Matterscale invests in early-stage Latin founders in the Americas who have a global mindset and who are applying technology to offer high-quality, affordable, and accessible services for the majority. Antonio has built his career around entrepreneurship, startups, investing, and innovation. Welcome, Antonio. And our final judge this evening, Dana Goldstein. Dana is Chief Investment Officer of Halcyon, an incubator of impact-driven ventures and managing partner of the Halcyon Fund, which invests in seed-stage companies in climate, health, and equity tech. Dana's career has been focused on the intersections of entrepreneurship, technology, and impact. She has founded 2 impact ventures, taught entrepreneurship, and written extensively about social impact. Dana was recently named a Washingtonian Tech Titan. All right, are we ready for a friendly competition? $100,000 grand prize on the line. Let's do this thing. It is my honor to welcome our first founder to the stage, Shima Rayej with Safe Rate.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. And tonight, I'm going to talk to you about home. So a home is more than just a home when you're a homeowner. It's Thanksgiving spent together around your dinner table. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's freedom from landlords and rising rents. And it's the comfort of knowing that you and your loved ones have shelter and financial security for years to come. 100 million Americans want to own a home in the next 5 years, but 62 million don't think they can get there. Their biggest problems are getting a low-cost mortgage and saving for a down payment. Safe Rate is turning the dream of homeownership into a reality. We're a social lending platform built on serverless and blockchain technology that lowers mortgage rates for home buyers, helps them more quickly save for a down payment, and accelerates the path to homeownership. So how do we do it? Safe Rate captures zero-fee referral-based home buyer leads from real estate agents, housing counselors, and previous buyers. We give these aspiring buyers the tools to prepare for their home purchase, and we pass on the savings through lower rates, with our average buyer saving over $30,000 during the life of their loan. Other lenders pay an average of $2,000 per closed loan on advertising and pass on the cost through higher rates. On SafeRate, homebuyers can chat with a live mortgage originator to answer their questions. You can save for a down payment by investing in mortgage loans and money market funds to earn 10 times the national average savings rate. They can receive tailored recommendations to improve their credit score and find a real estate agent or invite theirs to earn rewards. Homebuyers go all the way from wanting a home to owning a home on SafeRate. And we're the lender and net 1% of the loan amount for each loan that we close. Now our model is working. Our lower rates save our buyers over $30,000 compared to the nation's biggest lender, and our conversion rates from first contact to close are 80%. Now we're piloting SafeRate with 2 Chicago real estate brokerages to support a combined 30,000 aspiring home buyers. Agents want to work with us because unlike other lenders, we help them convert more leads, find new clients, support buyers from pre-purchase to close, and offer meaningfully lower rates for their clients. Now we've originated $10 million in loans to date and have already saved our home buyers over $500,000 in interest payments. And our goal in 1 year is to originate $100 million in loans, having saved our buyers over $5 million. The $100,000 prize will go directly towards accomplishing this goal. With a sign-up campaign with our agent partners, where 50 first-time home buyers will be selected to win $2,000 towards their down payment. Woo! So when I first came to the US with my mom, our conversations about money were always about buying a home together. We'd go to open houses in our neighborhoods in DC, and I would talk about how I wanted tall columns like the Parthenon, and she just wanted more space for my toys. And together, we'd come up with the dream home. But 10 years later, we were still renters. DC home prices had tripled, and even the homes that we didn't like were completely out of reach. We felt left behind and without a way to catch up. And families today are feeling the same thing with rising rates and rising home prices. I don't want my story to be the story of other families. And that's why Dylan and I have worked so hard to build SafeRate. We're the unique founding team to make SafeRate a success. From my background in robotics and structuring new financial products, to Dylan's as a CTO and Teach for America teacher, we've collectively built the technology, originated the loans, and counseled buyers from knowing nothing about the mortgage process to owning their first home. And we're so grateful that this is what we get to do for a living. So thank you for being here tonight, and I hope you'll join us in creating the next 100 million American homeowners on SafeRate.
Excellent. Well done, Shima, well done. All right, let's hear from our judges. Let's start with Kelly.
Testing. Oh, you can hear me. Hi, great job, by the way, fantastic. I'm curious, how do you go after your customers? Like, what's your customer acquisition strategy, and how are you looking to scale that over time?
Yeah, so when we think about the types of real estate brokerages that are a great referral partner for us, first are rental brokerages that are moving into the purchase market. So they already have a large database of customers that they know are going to want to own in 3 to 5 years. And so we've realized that that's a great market to go after for the real estate brokerages. The other types of brokerages are those that are mid-tiered independent brokerages that spend millions of dollars on advertising on Google and Facebook ads, but 70% of those leads actually aren't financially ready for a mortgage. And so we team up with those brokerages to to get those leads and put them on SafeRate. And the real estate agents maintain attribution. They know when the buyer is ready for a home purchase, when they're pre-approved, and so we can then transition them to becoming a homeowner when that time is right.
Antonio?
Well done. Thank you so much for the presentation. Tell me a little bit about the underwriting process, how you're looking at these, I'm guessing many times, first-time home buyers. Help me understand a little bit about the underwriting process, and then also the lending process in terms of like, okay, so where is your money coming from to lend it to them, and how those two come together?
Yeah, so our lending operation, we're what's called a correspondent lender with United Wholesale Mortgage. They're the nation's largest wholesale lender. And so we have a warehouse line, and so we originate the loans in our name. The underwriting happens by United Wholesale Mortgage, so we make sure that we're meeting all Fannie Freddie guidelines, ability to repay rules, and then once that loan is processed and underwritten by United Wholesale Mortgage, then they also purchase the loan from us. So the money we make is effectively the difference between what the loan is being originated and what United Wholesale is willing to buy the loan from us at. And that's 1.5% minus our fees. We net 1% of the loan amount for each loan that we close.
Diana?
Thank you for a great presentation. I'd love to understand a little bit more about the social savings part of the business. And you mentioned that ultimate buyers can get high yield savings. Can you talk a little bit more about how that's happening and how that will continue to happen, given that we don't know what's going to happen with the interest rate environment?
Yeah, and so what's great kind of about our business is that, you know, you have the lending arm and then you have the saving arm. And when interest rates are higher, it's great for savers to actually have their money in a down payment savings fund. And what's that investing in? It's investing in money market funds that are short term and you know, very secure, and it's also investing in mortgage-backed securities and renovation loans that are actually going to finance rehabilitating housing in South and West Side Chicago, as well as other deindustrialized areas. And so it's a down payment savings fund. It's a Regulation A+ debt crowdfunding. And so the dollars that are going into that fund are being invested into money market and mortgage-backed securities and mortgage loans. And our savers are receiving the interest that's coming from that fund.
Well done and on time. Let's hear it once again for Shima. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right there. Okay, next up, Lavelle Hall, founder of MOMLogics. Please come up to the stage. You got it.
I've been waiting for a long time, gotta do it, and won't let nothing.
Time. We can never have enough. And for me, I wanted more with her. She wasn't supposed to die, but on September 3rd, 2018, she did. My friend Sarah wasn't supposed to have a heart attack at the age of 47 while driving, leaving 4 children behind. But she did. Hi, my name is Lavelle Smith Hall, and I am the CEO and founder of MOMLogics. We are a Black maternal health and wellness company helping to make the lives of busy moms easier and helping to identify their health risks early. Mom, we all have one, like your mom or your wife or even your sister. 2 billion moms on the planet, 85 million in America, and like me, one of 5 million Black moms in the US. And the Black mom is a ticking time bomb. And she's at risk. Before, during, and after pregnancy, she's at risk. Black women live 4.4 fewer years than white women, and that's mostly due from not being able to go and get those health risks checked. And it's not just the mom on the south side of Chicago that's dealing with these health disparities. Even the greatest athlete of all times, Serena Williams, has been affected. And we have a team that's ready to build a tech solution for Black moms. So, meet Melinda, the Mom app. For all you mom lovers out there, we have a solution that will help her identify health risks early, but also connect her to a digital marketplace, being able to help enhance her health and wellness journey in motherhood. Imagine an app where a mom, ones in your life, can go to one place all in the same place for all the things that she needs in order to manage the overwhelming aspect of motherhood. For me, for you, for the moms in your life, we're talking about health, mood, and symptom trackers. We're talking about being able to manage high blood pressure, being able to manage your mental health. Reminders that are so important, prescriptions, mammograms, and physicals that most of us miss, myself included. Melinda will be the friend in hand, and over time she becomes intuitive and she learns your day-to-day activities. Now we have a traction. We've served thousands of moms over the years with amazing partners like Allstate, Penn State, and we were even featured on WGN, Chicago's very own, for the work that we've done in the Black mom community. Now, go-to-market strategy is pretty simple. Build, grow, scale. We're going to build our app. We're going to go after moms and communities that we already know, and then we're going to scale it to the enterprise B2B market so that we can go after employers who have the largest segment of Black moms. Our pipeline is there. Pretty obvious. I'm a Black mom. I know where she is, right? There are others that are doing what we're doing, but we do it all in one place, all in our digital marketplace. Our 3-year projection, here's the thing. We've already generated $163,000 in revenue, already through our pipeline of 5,000 moms. And so we're confident that by year 3, with our projections, we'll raise $7 million with 100,000 subscribers and 3 revenue streams. Annual subscribers, our enterprise contracts, as well as our health providers. Thank you so much. We know we have 100,000 that we can spend, and we know we can do it building, growing, and scaling MOMLogics. We are 1 billion moms strong, and we're asking for your vote, and we're asking you to help us do something. Now is the time. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent, Lavelle. Let's open it up to the judges.
Great job. I love this work. This is something I'm super passionate about, so thank you for all that you're doing in this space. You know, there's a number of platforms that are emerging over the last few years that are really focused on this topic. Obviously, maternal health is, you know, one of those things that are just bad everywhere. And so I'm curious, you know, where do you see yourself standing out among some of the other platforms and initiatives that are happening in this space?
Great question, Kelly. Here's the thing. We have done work with Penn State, which is one of our partners, and we actually conducted an IRB. And through that IRB, we were able to find out in focus group moms to figure out their health disparities. We know that she doesn't have time, she doesn't have money, and oftentimes, although you may focus on therapy and needing a therapist, you can't always get it in and you can't always afford it. What MOMLogics does through our tech app, through Melinda, we'll be able to bring all of those things in one place, saving time, saving money, and a convenience. And because of who we are, our unique opportunity to talk to the Black mom, we know what she needs. We know what she has to have in order to check those health risks early. Because sometimes it's not just about the mental health aspect, it's about all the other things that are happening. George Floyd, I'm a mom of a 23-year-old son. And so when that happened, it hit me. It hit me and all the other moms in our community. So our focus is on mental health, but it's also on making sure that she can connect to community and moms who look like her and who are going through some of the similar things, because that's what she needs in order to feel safe and feel that she can trust the community and the company that will serve her health and mental needs.
Antonio.
Well, congratulations on the presentation, and
Thank you.
I think your passion is clear to not only myself, but everybody here in the crowd. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you are working to kind of drive engagement, stickiness? There is a change in behavior, right? There's a lot, like I think Kelly said, there's a lot of other apps there, potentially a lot of noise, but people are still not using them or not using them enough. So how are you driving this engagement? How are you measuring it? How are you kind of seeing that it's sticking?
Yeah, so some of those questions, thank you, Antonio, came up in our RRB with Penn State to be able to question moms. Which apps are you using? Where are you staying? How long are you staying? So we know that we can go after her in that space because her phone is her friend in hand. She takes it everywhere. Creating a bundle for her in our space with mom's community, right? So she can go and find people who are like her. Also going after some of the largest, employers who actually have the largest segment of Black moms. So we'll go through not only the B2B mom, will also go into the B to C mom in enterprise through the EAP program. So it's not just her coming to us, it's also us going through her for her employer. And then thirdly, really connecting with the health provider. Because we know if we're able to take care of mom, we're taking care of everybody else. And motivation, productivity, and all the things that employers want will be really important for not only her, but also for the employer.
Let's go to Dana now.
Thank you. Great presentation. I'll be quick. Building marketplaces is hard. You need to get the customers and the providers in large quantities to the same place at the same time. Can you talk about how you're doing that?
I'm sorry, how to build marketplace.
How you're getting both sides of the marketplace, both
Yes.
the consumers and the providers.
Oh,
at the
yes.
same time?
So, yes, thank you, Dana. We have, right now, we already have a pipeline of 5,000 moms, so we already have them in the community. And so our focus would be able to use that pipeline opportunity to go after moms through conferences, events, and establish in a grassroots marketing opportunity to get her from that place. In addition to going to the B2B market, to be able to show employers that we care. And when you care about your mom and your employee, then they care about you. So service providers understand that I also am going after the mom. I also am seeing her as a consumer. She also has a very high buying power. So for us, it's a collaborative effort of bringing mom as well as all of the service providers all in one place.
Thank you, Lavelle. Well done. You got it in. You got it in. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Great job, MOMLogics. All right, Ashton Clark with Ticket Falcon.
How can it be that you love the most unlovable part of me? Of me? How could you see?
Did you know the average cost to buy and sell tickets online is approximately 15 to 20% of the price of the ticket? Let me tell you, that is just outright ridiculous. In 2018, my brother Ryan and I were put in charge of ticketing for our family reunion that sees over 500 people every 2 years. And a couple years ago, we had over 700 people. That's a lot of family members in one place, isn't it? And we had a problem. We didn't have the tools at our fingertips to be successful. It was a disaster. Let me tell you more. The problem is that the fees are just overwhelmingly high, and they're often passed on to the ticket buyers. They're too expensive. And secondly, the payouts were delayed. Our catering costs alone, $20,000, and with the solution that we had in place, we didn't receive it until weeks after the family reunion, and that was a problem. And there's a lack of data ownership. These ticketing platforms sell the attendee data that they collect on event organizers. And this is how Ticket Falcon took flight. Ticket Falcon is an online event registration and management platform for general admission and reserved seating events. We are less expensive than our competitors, and we offer direct payouts, which was critically important for our family reunion to receive revenue from ticket sales as soon as possible, which is what we did, and the event organizers own the data collected on our platform. Ticket Falcon is very easy and simple to use. First, all you do is create an event, an engaging event on our platform. You get a link that then you can share with any of your audiences, from social to email to text messaging, and then you can manage all aspects of your event, from ticket sales all the way to checking in attendees. Our pricing is simple and transparent. Free events, let me be clear, free events are always free on Ticket Falcon. For general admission events, it's basically $1 plus 3%, and the reserved seating is $3 plus 3%. Stripe is our payment provider, and their fees are 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. And between the Ticket Falcon fee and the Stripe fee, you can choose whether you absorb it as an organizer or you pass it on to the ticket buyer. Here's an example of a $200 ticket price. The Ticket Falcon fee in this case is $7 and is being passed on to the ticket buyer. The Stripe fee is $6.49. And so the event organizer receives the difference in the ticket price and the Stripe fee, which in this case is $193.51. And can you believe it? Our competitors charge over $30 for the same ticket. By using Ticket Falcon, you will save about $23 per ticket sold. In terms of our competitive landscape, let's look at the left-hand side, super expensive fees to extra large events, and let's go to the right side where it's more affordable ticket fees and small to medium events, and this is where Falcon operates. Our opportunity, $78 billion in terms of global ticketing fees, $32 billion specifically focused in the United States, and $15 billion for small to medium-sized U.S. events. Our strategy that we plan to grow by attracting new customers and growing with our existing customer base. How will we use the $100,000? Well, we'll hire an additional developer to help us enable some new features such as launching a text messaging capability, to enabling an artificial intelligence event content generator tool, and then developing a season tickets capability for our reserve seating capability. Now, in terms of traction and impact, look at all these logos. This is the impact that we're having here across all of our organizers who have helped us generate over $3 million in ticket sales revenue. That's a huge deal. And even, thank you, and even tonight, the 100 black men in Chicago is having their toy drive that's on Ticket Falcon at Soldier Field. That's making an impact with toys of individuals across the neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. 70,000 users, 100,000 or 180% in terms of our revenue growth, and we plan to reach 100,000 users by the end of 2024. Why us? Why now? Well, we're excited about this space and we're passionate about helping making more memorable experiences happen. We love going to work and doing what we do, and we're excited about this. My name is Ashton Clark, and this is my identical twin brother, Ryan Clark, and we are the founders of Ticket Falcon. Three things. One, we are less expensive. We provide direct payouts, which is important for those that need to receive revenue immediately. And thirdly, vote for me. I'm Ashton Clark, CEO of Ticket Falcon. I'm number 3.
Well done, Ashton. You got it all in.
Right.
All righty. Let's start with Dana now.
Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
I would love to understand how you got all of those logos and how you're planning to get more logos. What's your customer acquisition?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So a lot of it is just relationships and talking to different individuals in this space. But what we realize is that free events is our greatest advertiser, right? So when individuals use our platform, they learn more about Ticket Falcon, they talk about it. But the difficult part is we have to get the event organizer at the time that they're creating an event. So a lot of it is creating buzz, and those free events are helpful. And then just the relationships, letting people know what we do, and then the word spreads, and really it's been word of mouth that's gotten us so far today.
I'll go second. I don't mind.
There you go. I saw you guys trying to figure it out.
So I'm curious, I think there's a lot of players in this space. Sure. Similarly. I'm curious, what do you see as your moat, right? How do you steal all of Eventbrite's customers?
Yeah. Good question.
Ticketing is tricky, but people are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
So in order for this to scale, you have to
You're absolutely
have a certain
right.
level of virality. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, there are creatures of habit, but Eventbrite prices have gone up. They're not free for free events after a certain amount of time. They make you pay a subscription cost. So for us, it's understanding that our price point is that we're less expensive and we offer the same, if not more features than they do. And so when people understand that they can create their own seating chart on our platform for less, we can map out Soldier Field if we wanted to. That's attractive to a lot of individuals because you shouldn't be paying 30+% in ticketing fees. That's just ridiculous and astronomical. So for us, understanding that premise has allowed us to get to where we are. And yes, there are a lot of people in the space, but people like, and I'm not trying to be funny, people like working with me and my brother. You know what I mean? Because of the customer service that we provide, and that's what differentiates us across all the players in this space.
Antonio?
Awesome. Great presentation. Thank you. It's a drastic difference, right? If you're thinking about $7 to $30. So I do understand the model and the revenue models, but tell me, how do you really make money?
Yeah, it's really ticket sales and partnerships. So a lot of times there are consulting services that we'll receive. Because of our reserve seating capabilities, opened up a whole bunch of opportunities at HBCUs for big stadium-oriented events. And so we can generate revenue in that way. A lot of people want to understand how they can maximize the utility of our platform. So consulting fees, but really it's the fee service, right? So every ticket sold that's added to our revenue. So the more we scale, the more events we have, the better it is for us from a revenue perspective. And that's how we see it. It's all about scale. And TechRise is going to help us to rise and elevate and hopefully reach and exceed those goals.
Do you have another question, Dana? Because he speaks really fast.
Which I totally respect. So part of your differentiation, it sounds like, with Eventbrite is being lower priced.
Yes.
Once Eventbrite sees you as a real threat. If they cut their prices, how do you continue to compete?
It's interesting because we've watched them for the last 4 years and they continue to raise their prices. In fact, they had to lay off several hundred people over the last couple of months anyway. So for us, it's more so, you can cut prices all you want, but at the end of the day, it's the value that you represent. So for example, if you try to call somebody from Eventbrite, if you're not on a certain plan, you can't get through to somebody. And imagine having an event and you have a problem. That's what a lot of organizers have told us when they switched to our platform, that I couldn't get somebody on the phone. Well, you're going to get probably me or my brother or someone else from our team that's going to be hands-on and make sure that we see your event so that it can be more memorable than it was on other platforms, quite frankly.
Can you share a little bit more about some of the other feature sets that kind of separate you from the pack as well?
Yeah. One big one is setting your own price, right? So we have so we weathered the COVID-19 storm. That's a big deal for us because we created it around 2019. COVID wiped out all the events on our platform. So we're working with a lot of churches and nonprofits. And so setting your own price is one. The ability to what we call have these sub-event pages. So like the Chicago Urban League is a good example. They had their largest fundraising event about a month ago. They raised about $2.4 million. They were on Falcon. The point is that we had all this technology in place for live paddle raises, hidden ticket types, so people can register unbeknownst to anybody else, and they got in with a seamless check-in. So stuff like that, plus our reserve seating capability, which most ticketing platforms don't make available. Like you can't really create your own seating map. You can do that on our platform, and we don't charge them for it.
Thank you, Ashton. Does your brother speak that fast too?
He does.
Oh my gosh. But that's how fast you solve problems, right?
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Round of applause for Ashton Clark from Falcon. And now we want to invite half of the babygami partnership, Sana Jafri, to the stage.
At babygami, we're making traveling easier for parents with a collapsible baby bottle. 88% of parents are expected to travel in the next year. My co-founder, Kutsi, and I are passionate about enjoying life outside and traveling with our kids. But we quickly realized it's really difficult to juggle our kids and all the stuff we needed to carry. I went to REI looking for a space-saving baby bottle and didn't see it. We saw the problem and decided to be the solution. The major problem, and people are taking note. Last year, we were proudly selected as one of 22 teams out of 240 applicants to be a part of REI's accelerator, and we also won second place in our first public pitch competition. The major problem babygami is solving for is space. 75% of parents said that space is a major issue when outdoors and traveling. Additionally, they told us they wanted to have a product that could keep up with the growing needs of their child, cost-effective, and helps reduce plastic waste. That's why at babygami, we're revolutionizing the baby bottle by solving two problems with one solution. Most traditional bottles are made of plastic and cannot be collapsed. Our babygami bottle is made of silicone and collapsible. We'll also have interchangeable tops going from baby bottle to sippy cup to snack cup. In the outdoor industry, we don't have any direct competitors. In the baby industry, we have a few, Boon and Collapse and Go. However, babygami has differentiated itself through its features, our collapsibility, our clear body, our anti-colic vents, and the only bottle to have a carabiner. And we know how clutch it is to have our hands free. And we are part of the target customers. But we've also been doing customer feedback interviews. Let's meet some of them. Kristen is an outdoorsy, environmentally conscious mom who loves to shop at REI. And Sarah is a serial traveler who loves to shop online for efficiency. Now let's talk about how big this market is. Silicone bottles are the fastest growing category in baby bottles, which is valued at $145 million in the US. And as such, we plan to have an omni-channel strategy, direct to consumer, retail, and enterprise. The price to produce our bottle based on manufacturing is $4.50. We aim to price our bottle at $21, which is on track with what consumers are willing to pay. This would allow us a gross margin of 78%, which would allow us to work with wholesalers. And although we're building a product, we're a purpose-driven company, and we lean into that by hosting family hikes to help mothers beat postpartum blues and build community. And we also see this as having multiple benefits, from customer acquisition and feedback to also attracting and retaining future talent. And Kutsi and I make the perfect team with complementary skill sets. I'm the founder I'm the founder and visionary in sales, and Kutsia is the engineer in operations. We've also recruited industry-leading advisors, Mina Yu of HeroClip, Dan Kahenya of REI, and Aaron Thompson, a product developer in Chicago with Rookery. And in 2023, we made incredible progress. We've gone through multiple design iterations with 3D printing. We've gone to trade shows, and we've submitted our utility and design patents in the US and China. And with TechRise's money, we can purchase our tooling and launch our crowdfunding campaign. And because of our relationship with REI's accelerator, we'll be in Chicago stores as soon as 2024. We know we have what it takes, we just need a rise. This is our first premier product of many. Babygami is the next generation of outdoorsy and travel-specific products for babies and families. With TechRise's money, we can make it a reality. Join us on innovating the baby bottle.
I love it. I love it. We're going to invite Kutsia, the partner and co-founder of Sanas, to talk a little bit more about Babygami and answer the judges' questions. Bottle has been provided, so the judges can look at the product. I'm going to wait till they have it in their hands. And we start the clock now. Go ahead, Kelly.
Great job, really impressive. Can you share more about your manufacturing process currently and how you're planning to scale that into retail?
Sure. Yeah, currently we're working with consultants that are located in Hong Kong.
Can you hear her?
Okay. Consultants that are located in Hong Kong and have boots on the ground in China at our manufacturer that specializes in food-grade silicone and baby products. With their help, we've also secured additional security for our product by filing our patents in China. And they are the liaison between the manufacturer and us with the language barrier and whatnot. And we oftentimes send back prototypes back and forth from Chicago to China. We are going to be purchasing our hard tooling to mass produce the bottle soon.
Antonio?
Can I ask two questions in one?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
That's Babygami spirit.
Yeah.
2 in 1, 3 in 1.
You know, collapsible. Congratulations on the presentation. I think I would love to understand a little bit more kind of how you're thinking about kind of your sales channels and partnership. Obviously comes to mind having an online presence. REI is a great one for sure. And then the other one, like the secondary question, it seems to me this would be an amazing crowdfunding kind of campaign type of product. Have you either considered that or Indiegogo or Kickstarter or any of that?
Yeah, I love that. Our go-to-market strategy is working with REI Chicago stores. So our other cohort members were in their local stores, and so we'll be in Chicago as soon as we purchase our hard tooling and have mass production. We can be in Chicago stores, have a proof point case study that we can take to other retailers like Target, like Dick's, et cetera. So because of that partnership, we can also then scale nationally within REI. So that's one play. Additionally, the top 3 registries for babies, Amazon is top 3. So Amazon's our second kind of focus. And then lastly, additionally, with the TechRise money, we can launch our crowdfunding campaign and we can 10x this. We can put more with the funding, we can put more money into marketing through Indiegogo or crowdfunding or Kickstarter campaign. We're working with LaunchBoom, which is a third-party agency that's had multi-million-dollar campaigns.
Donna?
I love this. It's very cool. And I would love to understand a little bit more which part of the intellectual property, without giving anything away, as this is live streamed, but what facet of this are you trying to protect with the patent?
Entire thing.
So yeah, the main body is the part that's we filed for a patent, and then the tops are and then the interchangeability of the tops. But the exact nipple is not part of the written into patent.
And I didn't look at the others. Are the bodies the same? So I see.
So it's interchangeable.
Okay.
So you can go from baby bottle to sippy cup to snack cup. So the bottle hourglass shape is the design, is both a utility patent that we've applied for and a design. And in China, it's both as well.
And is the plan to kind of sell them as a pack? I get that some of it is sort of growing with the kids,
Yeah.
but sorry, to sell them as a pack, the snack and the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to also we have kids and we want them to inherit a better world. And so hopefully reduce plastic, because we've had so many baby bottles. I'm a mom of 3, Khutsi is a mom of 4. And all you do at the end of when you just throw them away or recycle them. But with this one, this will last longer, 0 to 5. It'll extend the shelf life rather than 0 to 1.
I would love to understand, sorry, I feel like I'm dominating the questions. The environmental benefit is something that I think you could speak to, maybe a little bit more directly. I'd be curious to hear like how much plastic reduction will come from using this.
You have like 3 seconds, go.
How much plastic reduction? Well, as you saw in our slides, the average person spends purchase about 2 to 3 infant bottles, 2 to 3 sippy cups, 2 to 3 snack cups, and add that all together, that's at least eliminating 10 different plastic cups.
Well done. And 7 children between the 2 of you. I think that's even more impressive. I could only handle 2. Okay, next up, Mariana Padilla from KIKrr.
In 2022, 400 million Americans, just like you, open up their inbox to find something there they never wanted. A notification from a major company like Target, letting them know that they've been breached and their identity was compromised. Cybercrime costs us an astonishing $10.5 trillion a year, despite there being over 3,200 cybersecurity vendors selling tools designed to stop it. So why are cybercriminals still winning? Well, in large part, it's the way that cybersecurity software is sold. The current process is painful, requiring dozens of phone calls with vendor sales teams and taking up to 18 months to complete. Many companies end up opting out of the process completely, or they renew contracts with current vendors, even if they don't meet their needs, simply to avoid the headache of sourcing for new tools. Vendors also struggle. These extended sales cycles lead to a lot of uncertainty with revenue. So for everyone involved, the cybersecurity sales process is broken. KIKrr solves this problem. Our AI-driven demo marketplace gives buyers the ability to make better purchasing decisions, better protect their infrastructure, and ultimately never have to send you another breach notification. For vendors, we provide the ability to connect with new customers and shorten those sales cycles. We are a marketplace that makes money in several different ways. First, vendors pay KIKrr an average of $30,000 to build their immersive, on-demand demos that allow consumers to try before they buy. Next, subscribing buyers access these sandbox environments on their own time to kick the tires on tools that they're considering. They only connect with a sales team member when they're ready to make a purchase. Additional revenue streams come from closed sales and premium community features. Cyber tools are continuously being created to combat the ever-growing number of threats. For this reason, we're confident that our SOM alone, seed to Series C cyber vendors, is $5.1 billion a year. We currently have 7 paying customers on our marketplace. Just got 2 more on Friday, y'all. And are turbocharging this growth with channel partnerships. Community is our secret sauce for demand-side growth. We bring together cybersecurity professionals from mid-market and enterprise companies to connect and also evaluate new tools. Everyone who comes to the KIKrr marketplace will soon be taken through an AI-driven onboarding experience to assess their needs, budget, and regulatory requirements. This gives us a critical mass of data to understand what industry trends are well before Forrester and Gartner make their predictions. Selling this data to cybersecurity researchers and investors also gives us an additional revenue stream. So we're not just another marketplace. We are the single source of truth for cybersecurity buyers, sellers, researchers, and investors. What's really exciting is that while we are still operating in pre-revenue mode, we have a thriving community, 7 paying customers, and protected IP, and are category leaders of community-led experiential software buying. Winning this pitch competition tonight would be incredible and help us invest in the technology and personnel we need to stop hacks, help buyers stop hacks, and also reach our business goals. We have an incredible team with a diverse set of talents and extensive cybersecurity experience. As for me, I joined Team KIKrr because of our commitment to community. It's my belief that companies like ours that lean into the power of community will be the ones that dominate in the future. So the hacks aren't stopping. What we're doing at KIKrr affects each and every one of you in this room tonight. The more we're able to help buyers make better purchasing decisions, the less impact there will be on your wallet and peace of mind. So I'll leave you with this. If you believe in my vision for a world where you never get another notification that your data might be compromised, I would love for you to give me your vote tonight. Help us, help buyers, stop hacks.
Well done. Antonio, let's start with you.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
My biggest curiosity is you're changing the behavior of the buying process. Potentially broken, but can you give us a little bit of color on how did you get to this part of understanding that it's broken? And then you're acting obviously like a marketplace, you have two-sided, but I'm still, even before understanding that, trying to understand how and why would people really change their behaviors of how they buy today? Like, how does that come together?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've done hundreds of phone calls over this past year, talking with both cybersecurity buyers and vendors. And the number of times that people say, oh my gosh, where was this tool the last time I needed to buy something? It's astronomical. People are no longer interested in wasting 18 months in a traditional sales cycle. And we are giving them the ability to totally change that purchasing process by creating a buyer-led sales motion that allows them to try those tools on their own time before ever contacting sales. On the vendor side of things, they're also really interested in changing this purchasing process. They're operating out of an outdated playbook, but really it's these younger tools, like I said, are targeted seed to Series C cybersecurity vendors who are having a hard time breaking into the market. They don't necessarily have the cloud of someone like a CrowdStrike or a Palo Alto Networks, but they have incredible technology. And so they're looking for a different way to reach consumers without spending a lot of money. And so we provide the solution for both sides of the marketplace.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Can you share a bit more data on your current customers? I'd love to hear just what they're made up of, who you've sold to, and those processes, and what they're liking about the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a variety of different customers on our marketplace. I think the common thread there is that they are all early stage, Series A or younger. Like I said, looking for a different way to market their tools and sell to a broader spectrum of consumers. What we're really focusing now on is dominating certain categories of cybersecurity tools, because if we can have several different endpoint security tools or AI security tools or XDR security tools on our marketplace, we can provide more value to our customers where they can come in and compare those tools side by side, which also has not been an option until that point. So really, we've had 7 different vendors on our marketplace now that have really come through LinkedIn outreach as well as partnership agreements. And there are a variety of different categories, but we really will want to be focusing on the specific categories to provide the most value to buyers coming to our marketplace.
Deanna?
Great presentation. I'd like to pick up on 2 things that you mentioned. One is that you mentioned that there's some IP, and I would love to understand what that is. 2, I'd love to understand what the AI component is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're lucky to have an AI scientist on board with our KIKrr team who's been working to build his own cybersecurity AI for the last year and a half. And so he's going to be helping us build the onboarding assessment. There's continuously changing regulatory requirements. We want to be able to input those into the AI and be able to understand what people need to be in regulation with in order to shoot them over to the right tools. The second thing that we are going to be doing with him is using his technology to spin up on-demand CTF arena environments, capture the flag environments, where we say, I want to spotlight this vendor product against this vulnerability and have them go at it in that AI environment. And so that's the second thing that we have been working on building. Our IP really covers the marketplace itself. The branding is trademarked, and so it's really covering the idea of the KIKrr marketplace as a try before you buy platform.
Well done. Thank you so much, Mariana Padilla from KIKrr. Congratulations. And last but not least, let's welcome Ismael El-Amin from Piggyback Network.
Never do
What's so funny? My founder's journey started with this photo. I'm a high school kid, surrounded by my siblings and my cousins, living in the heart of the south side of Chicago. Our parents knew two things. Two things were very important to us: access and opportunity. And they didn't just see that access, they went after that opportunity, and they put that in us to stage that for our own success as well. Today, I'm a family of 4. I've got children of my own. And we see that same access and opportunity. It's very difficult to get when it comes to transportation, to the quality schools, to the quality after-school programs. And that problem is not just my wife and I. That's parents across the United States that struggle with daily transportation to and from school. You guys didn't come here tonight to hear about the problem. We're going to talk about the $18 billion opportunity that comes from parent transportation for 42 million American families that are looking for this on a daily basis. Enter Piggyback Network. We've created a platform where parents can find other local driving parents that have overlapping routes, and they can form carpool rides from there. It's a hyper-local marketplace where all you need is one partner that drives a similar route to you, and we can set up shop there, any zip code across the country. Parents are background checked. We have our own insurance policy. We're not paying drivers for their services. Instead, there's a point system where parents who commit the drive will earn points, parents who need the ride will purchase their points, and we take a portion of each ride. So far, we've got a website that we went live with in the summer, and we also have 2024 aspirations of having a mobile app. As I mentioned before, we background our checks beforehand, and we also have an insurance policy for all of our rides. That's the stuff the parents like. Here's the stuff the investors like. Globally, the rideshare market is a $400 billion TAM. We plan on a go-to-market strategy for Piggyback where we're partnering strategic partnerships with youth services, sports, schools, where we're using them to reach out to their members that are already driving in clusters and onboard them to Piggyback. And there's a $180 million opportunity there. We've already signed partnerships with the YMCA of Metro Chicago, as well as 3 other locations, 2 in Chicago, 1 in North Carolina. And we've got a pipeline of 8 other schools and youth partnerships that are coming. We've raised $350,000 so far from investors. That's helped us build out our web platform so far. And we've got notable partnerships with the YMCA of Boston, the YMCA of Tampa, and I'm proud to say we're talking to Chicago Public Schools as well, which is where I got my start. With the funds, we'll be able to build out that mobile app. The features for that mobile app give us the ability to shop for a better priced insurance package and also please the customers that we have today, as well as the customers in our pipeline. We're targeting 5,000 active users and an MRR of $25,000 within 18 months. My team consists of myself and Donald Scott II, who I met at Princeton University, electrical engineering majors. We both have children of our own, 4 myself, 3 of my partner. He's a seasoned solution architect, most recently with IBM. I've got 20 years of corporate experience on both the business and the tech side. I didn't come here to talk about myself particularly. I came to talk about the future, the children. The photo you see there, these aren't sisters. These aren't cousins. These are Piggyback users. Their parents are neighbors. They go to the same school. You'd never know that. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job, Ismael. Dana, let's start with you.
Thank you. Great presentation, and this is something I would probably use. And forgive me if I missed this in the pitch, but how do you make money?
So each ride is going to have a number of points associated with it, based on the distance, based on the number of miles, minutes. That point system, parents are going to pay into their profile to buy those points. So if your point is if your ride is 6 points, you're going to pay for 10 points. Every time you execute that ride, somebody picks up your child, 6 is deducted from your account. We're keeping a portion of each ride, giving some to the driver, some for us.
Kelly?
I have a 2-parter.
Do it.
The first is, how are you thinking about entering other markets? I mean, obviously, you've made a splash here in Chicago. How are you thinking about other surrounding cities as you continue to scale the product?
So part of the benefit of what we've done so far, getting the word out, we're talking to places where some of our competitors have tried. We've got a couple of different accelerators that we've done. We're talking to the parents, talking to the schools, talking to the parents of sports children, talking to people with magnet schools, and just kind of looking around. So while we're local, while we're able to talk to the parents easily in the schools here, we're putting feelers out to see where might we work. My co-founder right now is actually in Amsterdam because we're in a global accelerator and we're just finishing up a program there. There's places across the world where some version of this is resonating with them.
And then you mentioned a few times around safety and background checks. Can you share a little bit more about what that process looks like?
Sure. So when we first started communicating this to parents, a lot of lawyer parents at these schools, they said there's no way they're doing this without any type of background check, without any type of insurance. So we went to the drawing board. We said, all right, what can we do to get insured? What can we do to get a background check? It's not pretty. No one had seen anything like this before. They didn't have, the underwriters had no history to go off of. So we had to build out these policies ourselves. We had to shop around, tell them what we were building, tell them the projections, all of these different things, because it didn't exist. We used the background check process that Chicago Public School uses for their teachers, added on a section for motor vehicle check, DUI, speeding, anything like that, because they're going to be driving. But we wanted to make sure we're going to take a look at them first, and then after we background check them, we have the members meet before they start their rides. So it's not just a blue car coming around to pick up your child. You've actually screened them and met them in person before you start scheduling your carpool rides.
Antonio? Same question.
I had the big question mark on the trust, and I think you because when you mentioned background checks and insurance, it wasn't enough for me, but I think the meetings may overcome that, so I'm going to go to something else. So talking about how you're getting the customers, in YMCA and going to like the public schools makes sense to then inform the parents, but tell me a little bit about how do you get the parents, like, in building the network, how does even a parent know that they potentially live close to another parent, right? That might not be known to them already.
So about 3 p.m., drive close to any school that's letting out where the parents drive, and you'll find the parents. You'll see who's on their phone, who's on their computer pulling up, who's yelling at the child, who's frustrated, it's only Wednesday, I can't wait till you're 18. There's parents out there who are in need. And they don't think that there might be a solution because for ages there haven't been. So they just think they have to bear this. This is just something I need to do until they move on to the next school. And it only took me 6 months with my daughter going to kindergarten to be like, nope, this isn't gonna work. Not happening. So the parents are there, we talk to the schools, we talk to the pain points. A lot of schools who have the resources to put transportation coordinations in place, they're paying these people, they're getting volunteer parents. They don't like it. It's not fun for them. And we're trying to take that burden off of them, put it on our service and say, those parents only need 1 or 2 other parents. We don't need to make it a school-wide solution.
Well done, Ish. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a wrap for our founders. I don't know about you, but I can see myself using all of these services. Let's give them a big round of applause. You did amazing. And now our founders have the unbelievable task of going into a secret room and picking our winner, who will take the grand prize of $100,000. So, ladies, gentlemen, please follow Lucy. Exit stage left, I think. And Welcome back, everybody. If I can have everyone come back into the main room, we have results. Yes, they are in. I don't know what they are because I want to be as surprised as you. One more time, let's give it up for our 6 founders. I want to make sure you are all in the room, and your family members, and your partners, and your spouses, and friends, and all your supporters. You can come closer as well.
Yes, founders, come up to the front, to the stage, please. Ashton, where are you? Come up. Sana.
There we go.
And Shima, no?
And Mariana. Mariana, where are you? Ay, carajo.
So good. I'm here.
And Hutzia.
I'm always, got my eye on you. Okay, are we going to start with Claude?
Yes.
Go ahead, Stephen.
All right, before we announce our winners, something that Desiree and I were just talking about, but just to show you how we have continued to grow. So we started this initiative, we launched it in what, April of 2020. So at the height of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so what started as a series of weekly pitch competitions has really grown into a movement that has catalyzed founders, funders, other resource providers, other ecosystem partners. So thank you all for being here tonight to be a part of our journey and our 3rd finale. Yeah. Now, to announce our People's Choice Award winner, Claude Siemens.
Hi, how's it going? Wow, never spoken on a podium before. I'm not that important. I'm Claude, director of Pathfinder P33. I'm excited to present the Tech Chicago People's Choice Award. And our goal with the Tech Chicago brand is how do we bring together every aspect of our city in order to grow a tech economy here, whether it's our cultural aspects and all the things that make Chicago great, but also bridging the gap into our tech ecosystem. So tonight, excited to announce the People's Choice Award. I don't want to have a Steve Harvey moment, so I need to actually look into this, because $25,000 is kind of a lot of money. Piggyback Network, Ismael.
Stephen, you have the honors of the big prize, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness.
So this was, first of all, before I announce, let's give all 6 of our founders a hand. I was in the judging room. I do not have a vote, but it was a very long and spirited debate to come up with our winners. So, having said that, the TechRise Season 3 Grand Prize, sponsored by Verizon, of $100,000 goes to Sana and babygami.